Here we are. Here we are. Let us announce the stream. Okay, I've actually done I'm continuing the same project I was working on last time, but I've actually done quite a bit in the interim. In particular, I've started implementing the encoder. I realize that that's a fairly useless thing to point out, since at this point you can't actually access any of this, but whatever. Okay, so I don't want this to work the way that it works. What this should do, I should probably just have libav. Okay, AV is, it's like, huh? It's audio video, but sure, libav. Promise of codec parameters array. Rather than trying to do anything cleverer, I will fill it in like so. Libavatar. So I'm going to have this return a tuple that has both the... So, to explain what I'm doing right now, the codec parameters, libav itself will give codec parameters instantly, but a web codecs encoder can only give codec parameters, well, I say that 3 times fast, after you have encoded at least one frame. So I'm going to need these to be promises of codec parameters, even though in the libav case, this, which I'm just putting into an undefined variable, cool, I can just set directly. Don't give me too much credit for libav.js. I made the JS part, but libav is just the audio video libraries under FFmpeg. Okay, that one's insta-resolved. And then... right, the way to do this is that this .streams promise.all will... Oh, wait, no, definitely can't do that until I've actually filled up all of the streams. So that's at this point, okay. Okay, now... Oh, okay. Make sure to buy a license from FFmpeg LA, says Speculad in chat. I love FFmpeg, but one of the things that annoys me the most about FFmpeg is that it's named FFmpeg. MPEG are the villains in this story, and there is no reason why FFmpeg is named after MPEG. It has nothing to do with anything. Okay, so I need to only get the codec parameters, which I'm currently doing here, at the, once I've at least gotten one frame. Would you rather it was named FFZIF, asks Speculad in chat? Really, it could have been named FFAV. Or FF Media. The FF is enough to make it unique. I don't know what FF even stands for, because it's by Fabrice Bellard, whose name is FB, not FF. Let's see. I guess what I want is... friggin' fruity MPEG. So fruity. First name, free MPEG. First name, but Fabrice is the part that it does have. F for Fabrice, F also for Fabrice. Okay, so once I've encoded one packet, we only want to resolve that once, of course. And now I return codec par promise. I wonder if I'm willing to believe that, Speklad. Even so, I'm rather. It's not that I'm saying that, like, I think you're going to be lying about it or something, but like, it has to be something stupid, because it can't make any sense, because the name is just weird. Like, there was no universe in which the name made any sense. So sure. Okay, so this actually returns... It returns a promise of a promise! Holy shit, this returns a promise of a promise. That's not confusing in the least. Outstanding. Outstanding. Yep, it returns a promise with a promise and an audio encoder. I wish we could fast forward past the motion picture experts group. Ayo. Okay, so now the trick is I need to make sure I actually get one packet through each of them before this finishes, so that... well, wait. Do I care about that? No, that doesn't... Thinking. Because these will cause it to enqueue. You don't need to await this to start the stream. The stream starts as soon as this is initialized. So the fact that the codec parameters aren't fulfilled until a packet has gone through doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. One issue, though, is that I don't presently have a way of dealing with the possibility of getting no packets. So what I'm going to do about that, because if I never get a packet, then I won't even, I won't run this once, and so I won't ever resolve this. So what I'm going to do to fix that is this. Problem solved. Right, yeah. I was in the middle of trying a different technique, but my different technique was stupid, so let's get rid of the detritus of that technique. Yeah. Okay, I was trying to cheat here, but there was no way it was gonna work. Okay, so I need to get the input stream. Oh, the input stream is codec parameters. Yes. Now this isn't going to work, but hopefully it will tell me why it isn't going to work. $137. Did I attempt to redeclare? What the hell? Oh. What codec parameters did I think I had? That's weird. I am stunned by the fact that this works, because that means codec parameters were sufficient context to initialize a different codec here when I had no actual plans on this and this type matching. Like, I made both of those types, and by accident, they match. Okay. Yeah, so this should really probably be... no, I guess it doesn't matter. This can... Yeah, because when I'm libav.ifying... I think this actually needs to be the input stream, not the output stream. Because the output stream, I won't necessarily know the details. Am I actually, like, what am I using in this stream details? It's codec parameters. Literally not using it at all here. Okay, good, well done. And literally not using it at all here. Okay. So, answer, I'm not using it. I just felt like having it there. It was my security blanket. What's my high-level goal here, asks Speclad. Transformer is supposed to be an all-to-all AV trans everything-er for the web. So it's a transmuxer, it's a transcoder, it's a decoder, demuxer, encoder, muxer that will just sort of intelligently choose which underlying technology to use. Right now, what people generally do when they need particularly demuxing and muxing on the web is they use particular demuxers and muxers for the particular formats they're using. And libav.js supports every format in the known universe, so hopefully having a front end to it that isn't so low level will make it easier to just, say, I need WebM. Okay, here's some WebM. I need MP4. Okay, here's MP4. I need, the MPEG transport stream. Great, here's MPEG transport stream. Then it can just sort of do anything. 231. Make filter does probably depend on the stream properties. Does it depend on anything other than the codec type? Yes, okay. But these are the No, I do need the output. Interesting. Okay, but I'm only using make filter when I'm doing libav. So actually, in every case, I'm going to have that already resolved. Then you, I mean, in spite of my own being very opinionated, libav does support MP3, MPEG-1 Layer 3 just fine. Let's see what I have to say about MP3 in the README. The addition of 2 obsolete codecs, MPEG-1 Layer 3, also includes the MP3 container format. That's all I had to say about it. It's they're in the obsolete configuration. This is my list of variants of libav.js. So here's all the variants. Exactly one of them has MP3 support, the one labeled obsolete. And you can, of course, make your own variants that have whatever formats you want. So I don't. So like, I'm unopposed to having MP3 demuxers and decoders because you should be getting things out of MP3. How did I even manage to do that? It should have auto-completed to what was written above it. How did I manage to capitalize it differently? Type nothing. What? I guess I didn't. Yeah, I didn't tell it what kind of codec, what kind of promise this is. So it made a just patently insane guess as to what kind of codec or what kind of promise this is. Oh my god, I'm onto errors in a different file. Yep, when I added encoder, this all became promises, so that's the problem there. This might compile. Holy crap. I'm going to get every phase in here, and then I'm going to see how terribly it's broken. I'm going to wait until I have the beginnings of an implementation of every phase before I start determining just how terrible this is. Muxer does not extend. Why did I capitalize the word interface? Muxer does not extend. Interface. This is an interface. uint8 array. No, wait. Oh, this is annoying. There are two kinds of muxers. There's a stream muxer and a random access muxer. Thinking. Okay. This isn't... What's the right way to do this? I think I can implement this as a single component and just have it adapt to the correct output type. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass because now there are 4 kinds of muxers all implemented by a single class, but, you know, whatever. Problem is that not all formats are streamable, and even streamable formats, it's sometimes not a good idea to stream them. Oh, wait, there is no... Oh, there isn't for version, because there's no pointer version of this. Oh, so there's no reason for me to have pointer false. It was never going to be pointers. And weirdly, this is going to be a stream of block writes. Yeah. So all I need is a position and the data to be written there. Do I really want these to be distinct types? Maybe I just have a muxer, and when you create it, you say whether it's streaming or not. And then if it's non-streaming, you can just ignore the position. Yeah, let's not. This is more complicated than it needs to be. Let's just have it always give both the position and the data. And if you ask for it streaming, then it'll always be the next position. So it'll be two different kinds of initializers, but not two different kinds of components. Oh. Still trying to have pointer-based versions. Okay, I can't type. Init stream muxer. Thank you. Input. Oops, why am I putting this after all initializers? I guess the input in this case... is anything encoder-like, which is anything filter-like, or an encoder or an encoder pointer, right? Oh yes, or a promise thereof, or an init thereof. Oh my god. To explain what's going on with this, what I want is that you can create these initializers, and you can build an entire initializer for the entire process and just describe as essentially a JSON object the entire process you want. Or you can, like, make parts piecemeal and then plug them in. So you can, you know, I have an encoder that's already done in the form of this promise of an encoder, so I'm just going to plug that into the initializer for a muxer. Or you can say, no, build me a muxer, so here's my initializer for a muxer. The distinction I do want to make here is the default should be to transmux if it can. So I want to say force encode. You know what? No, because you need to actually do an encoder initializer if you intend to encode. So I'll just have it determined based on the type of the input. You can't have it encode and just assume that it'll figure it out. That doesn't make any sense. So this can be anything encoder-like, which includes everything that's a previous step. So if you just stick a demuxer in there, then it'll just transmux. If you wanted to transcode, then you need to stick an encoder in there. Is that it? Oh, yeah, no. I need it to... let's have the default be to stream. So you can ask for a block-like behavior. This is block in the sense of a Unix block device, by the way. I guess, given that I called them random access files, I should call that random access instead of block. Okay, in which case a muxer should tell you whether it is random access or not. Just for giggles, I'll have it tell you both. You know what? No. Stream is just not random access, so... In which case, yeah, I don't need a separate initializer. I'll just have it be a field of the initializer. I just went from, like, having 12 different types to having one. My brain, it functioned kind of. Did I ever make the builder for encoders? No. Okay, maybe I'll do that first. Seems like a good idea. Oh my god. This is why any exists, right here. This function. Yep, precisely. That means it is already made. The component of frame normalizers isn't frame normalizer. That is a mistake. Yeah, that's only an init request. Component of a frame normalizer should just be filter, because a frame normalizer is a kind of filter. It would be very difficult to actually create this error, but... Okay, so if you're not actually asking for an encoder, so the reason for all this madness of, like, if you're not asking for this, but you're doing it anyway, is that you need to build, like, a specific chain, but you're allowed to say, like, give me an encoder, your input is a demuxer, and it'll just figure out, well, obviously you want me to decode first, because I can't encode unless you decode. Or even, like, your input is a file, figure it out. And so this is like, if the init type is not what you're actually asking for, then that means I need to build an extra phase in between whatever you ask for. Yes. So, like, it'll use the previous initializer as input to a real encoder, like so. what are my parameters? libav, lauch, init, and input. Lauch, init, and input, of course, is a... Because I don't need a frame normalizer, I only need that for a filter, so... Oh, wait. Oh, interesting. The input for an encoder can be either a filter or a decoder. So I need to say that let's see, if it's anything other than a filter, if it's not already a... Oh, jeez. You know what? What I need is just a build filter or decoder, or a... Well, I don't even have filters yet, but anything that functions as a packet stream. Filters, decoders, filters, and frame normalizers are all packet streams. Frame normalizers are just an internal thing that are needed because of how libav works, that it really needs everything to be in its own format and not just some random-ass format. So that just normalizes everything into libav's format. I haven't even implemented filters yet. Okay, so this will be a decoder or a filter. I don't want to actually wait for this promise to resolve because it can require other things to resolve, so I'm just assuming if you're giving me a promise that you know what you're doing. Okay, so if it is already a decoder or a filter, then we're done. You get it. Boink. If it's a request for a decoder, then we're going to build a decoder. Otherwise, we're going to build a filter. No. Wait. Only build a filter if they ask for a filter. Frame normalizer is a kind of filter. So if they ask for anything that's earlier in the process, then I'm just going to build a decoder. And if they ask for nonsense, then it'll get into an infinite loop or something. If you ask for an encoder as the input to your encoder, then bad things will happen and you just had to deal with that. Okay, so now I can have anything that does a packet stream. Yep, looks good to me. Wow. No bugs. How did that happen? Okay. Which of these streams is the most similar to a muxer? I think the answer is none. None of these streams. I'm going to start with demuxer and then essentially delete everything. Actually, here's one part that is very much the same. Just a position and a buffer. I don't care what that returns. You know what I just realized? It's probably important to actually say what kind of muxer this is. I have the video and audio config for encoder, but for a muxer, I'll figure it out. Just, you know, whatever. It's a something muxer. Do I want to accept a number? Init muxer. Init muxer takes a number or a format name. Yeah, fine. That's supposed to be a promise. Yes. Isn't really an equivalent of chunk size. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That is a thing. What are the other things in here? Random access. Oh wait, that's the initializer. Just random access, okay. File name, position, buffer. Why, oh why, did I make that a uint8 array or int8 array? That was a critically stupid error on my part. You know what? I'm going to fix that at this level. What a bizarre bit of behavior. If not F, then it's not my job. This is just the function, right? Yes, okay. Byte offset, byte length. Be consistent. It's a string or number, not a number or a string, even though that means the same thing. Okay, yes, those are codec parameters. Allocate me some codec pars. Copy in those codec pars. Thinking. The time base doesn't really matter. I'm just going to stick with web codecs. Initialize me a muxer. What the? that name. Let me make this a little bit prettier, arguably. The file name is just that file name. I need to create the device. Okay. If we're doing random access, then I'm going to make a writer dev, which is a random access one. Else, make a stream writer dev. This outputs a bunch of crap. Format context is the first one. Don't care about that. Do care about that. Format context, don't care. PB and outstreams, let's call it. Okay, now it should be open. So all I really need to do is mux. Wait, no. This .stream isn't a readable stream. Yes, it is. Yes, it is a readable stream. What am I talking about? But then how do I... Ah, I haven't even set the output yet. Okay, that makes sense. Fine. Oh, which means I shouldn't initialize the muxer yet. I need to actually initialize this before the muxer. That's a little bit confusing. Wait, how the hell do I do this? This is not a pull system. This is a push system. Why is this a push system? Oh, what the hell am I thinking? Okay, wait. When you pull here, it pulls from the input and writes to the muxer. Okay. All I need to do when it's written is just put it in that buffer so that then when I get a readable stream, it will come through. Don't forget this step. Okay, so now I can start the actual stream. When you input, this is so far from being what I need that I'm just going to delete it. These look like this. Otherwise, there was nothing in the buffer. So we're going to read some packets from the output, write them, and see if we get anything. I also need to know if there was an EOF. Did I call that reader? Yeah. Isn't it trailer or something? Tray. AV right trailer. Brilliant. Consistencies for cowards. Okay, otherwise we actually got some packets, so dot ff write multi. Oh, I need to allocate a packet to work with, don't I? I never remember what any of these are called. Packet alloc. Format context packet packets. Done. Okay. That's it. Yep, that's it. So now, oh, I guess I just continue. Yeah, I just continue this loop and check whether there's anything in the output buffer. Brilliant. If we reached EOF, then now I need to free our muxer and free our packet. Technically, I should also be doing that if there was an error, but I don't seem to be doing that, do I? I think that's it. I mean, I guess, muxing isn't that complicated. Okay. If you give me an init for a muxer, I will give you a muxer. Suddenly, I don't have two types. I just have the one. Muxer. Oh, which means I don't need this anymore, because that was just a overload for all the weirdness. Okay, so a muxer takes random access libav input format. Weird order for that to be in, but whatever. Random access libav input format. This is the most bizarre line. The type of this field is the string muxer, and its value is the string muxer. Yeah, those streams don't exist anymore because it's just a stream of data at this point. If you give me an initializer for a muxer, I will give you a muxer. Oh, even though the muxer itself doesn't need a web codecs bridge, things that it depends on might. Unclear how I could need these phases. There's not going to be a phase after muxing, but sure, whatever. Makes no sense. If you haven't told, if somehow I've just hallucinated that you want to build a muxer, what sort of muxer should I make? Maybe I just shouldn't hallucinate that you wanted a muxer. There's literally no way that this situation can arise, but let's pretend. Those are not packet streams, those are frame streams. Don't y'all get it confused. Encoders output packet streams. Demuxers output packet streams. Oh yeah, so this is the phase where I have to be like, yeah, just like the input to an encoder can either be a decoder or a packet stream, the input to a muxer can either be a demuxer or an encoder. So this is where I actually do need build packet stream and not not a misnamed build frame stream. Because a demuxer is a frame stream, packet stream, sorry, but an encoder is also a packet stream. So So if it's already a demuxer, or it's already an encoder, then we're done. Otherwise, if you specifically ask to encode, oh, this is complicated. So what I need is that if you ask for, actually the same, if you ask to filter or to encode, then I'm going to build you an encoder. And filtering also includes frame normalizing. Otherwise, I'm going to build you a demuxer. That feels approximately correct. Because, of course, if you're asking to filter, then you have to encode it. Okay, this is all wrong. Yeah, I have been building an encoder without knowing what you're trying to encode, so this is never going to work. Exactly like I just sort of hallucinated Matryoshka here. Yeah, I guess for those phases, I really shouldn't let it be automatic. But you know what? Automatic is fun. Let's have it be automatic. If you didn't tell me what it is you want to encode, then I guess I just get to make it up myself. I don't even have web codex polyfill here, do I? No. Definitely VP9, but unfortunately VP9 has incredibly annoying stuff. This crap right here, that. Those mean auto detect, everything else. I mean, I guess I could ask for a specific bit rate, but given that it's just trash, I don't know, you figure it out. This is the dumbest shit in the world. If you didn't ask for an encoder, but implicitly you needed it to be encoded, then I guess I just get to decide, bastard. It's mine now. This is nonsense. Yeah, that's the only thing it needs. That's very funny. If you didn't ask, then you get VP9 Opus. If you wanted something else, then you should have asked for it. Okay, anyway, now I can actually build a packet stream. And that should hopefully be adequate. There are definitely innumerable bugs here, like just so many bugs. But if this compiles, it's enough for an initial import. I would like to get an initial import before I end streaming today. Expected 2 arguments, but got 4. Okay, what does a muxer builder look like? Oh, yeah. It doesn't need most of this crap. What? Oh, yes, yeah. I cannot use that input. I do actually have to take input. Right, it only worked for the demuxer because the demuxer doesn't have any sort of weirdness of what kind of input it can take. Okay. this can actually be an IFS demuxer or an encoder. There we go. That's what I actually intended. There. That ought to do it. Do I even have any reason to expose that in the demuxer? Nobody cares about this field. Yeah, that's there for no reason. Fun. These components have this weird behavior that they're like quasi-object oriented in that they're classes, but actually everything happens in the initializer because it's asynchronous and it just makes a readable stream. So the initializer is everything. And there are no methods, none. Well, one async method, one static method, and static method isn't really a method, but no methods. Object-oriented. Argument, readable stream of packet arrays is assignable to. Oh, I probably tried to. Oh, I see. Oh, well, that was stupid. That was just plain stupidity. Web codec stream packet. An encoder will never actually output a web codecs packet. I claimed that it could, but I decided that was stupid. There's just no reason to have an encoded web codec stream packet ever. Encoded video chunk, encoded audio chunk, garbage. Yeah, this never actually happens. Actually, I don't know if anything needs to change there. Probably needs to change here. I even made it right here. I just gave it an unnecessarily loose interface. Whoops. Holy shit, it compiled. Okay. Like I said, if it compiles, that's enough for an initial import. Yeah, whatever. Get rid of the... Well, you know what, I'll just add manually, whatever. You know what, that's not quite enough for an initial import because I should really put a licensing header on this crap. ISC, that's what I said there. This is probably ISC. Ow, the bridge probably isn't. The polyfill definitely isn't. I corrected what I was saying mid-sentence there. The polyfill almost certainly isn't. Yeah, this is BSD0. The bridge might be, actually. Yes, that's ISC. Okay. Get me some license headers. Try not to get extra line breaks in here. Oh my god. How do you do this correctly? Not like this. Oh, you know what else? You don't do this correctly by fantasizing that I was working on this in the past. You've watched me build this in this year. What? I will upload that to GitHub on my own time. Stream over.